Welcome to the Performer Radio Show. Each week, we interview some of the most interesting people in the fashion and entertainment industries. Fashion and entertainment industries. Beautiful models, singers, comedians, dancers, fashion designers, actors, beauty queens, and many more. Right here on the Performer Radio Show.
Hey, we're back.
Hi.
Geez, you changed again. I love it. We've been actually filming a promo all day long.
That's
here
right.
today. So Marlena's already gone through, 7 or 8 changes?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. She's a trooper. That's why you need to hire.
All for Performer.
That's right. That's why you need to hire this girl right here. Welcome back. How you doing?
I'm awesome. How about you?
I can't answer awesome. I feel awesome, but I know I'm just tired. I've been working pretty hard lately.
Oh, I feel your pain.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, that's right. You've been doing a lot too. Mm-hmm. I know. Last time we saw each other was when we had a Boston Fashion Awards designer who won, Tonya Nichols. Very good show. Almost made me cry. You teared up a little. I know. I did a little. Almost.
No, you really did.
She had a very good story. Good story.
She did.
And we're working on the Boston Fashion Awards behind the scenes right now. So trying to get everything ready and getting things organized for the fall. Mm-hmm. I know we just got into spring and we're talking fall. But fashion is always like 6 months
We have to plan
forward,
ahead.
Right? Right. So when we go down to New York for the Fashion Week in New York in February, they're showing the fall fashions.
Exactly.
And when we're in the fall season, they're showing the spring fashions. Mm-hmm. That's how it works.
Oh yeah.
You know why, right? You know why.
Yeah, you gotta keep up.
Well, but that's for the buyers, for the stores.
See?
They want to see what's coming up, what's coming out of the pipeline.
Right.
And they purchase their orders, and they get them before a few months after that, so that they're in the shelves and the stores ready for you to buy.
The Fenty,
that's how it works.
Versace, everything.
Yeah, all of them. You're right. Well, Versace, that's more couture.
Okay.
We're talking more ready to wear.
Ready to wear.
Not technically off the rack in a sense, but yeah, ready to wear.
Sure.
Okay, so that's a little fashion stuff.
You know more than me.
Yeah. This weekend, Easter for all the Catholic, or the was it Western Catholic, Western Christians? Yes. The Eastern Orthodox Christians, which I am.
Yes.
We don't get to do Easter until May 5th, Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
But also Easter, the Greek Orthodox, the Orthodox Easter. So we get you guys are going to freeze. We're going to get the nice sunshine, hopefully. Yes, hopefully, a month and a half later. What's good? What's really good about that? And all the Greeks will be like saying, yes, Michael, you're right. We get all that Easter candy for 50%.
You sure do.
All the Easter candy, the Easter decorations, and everything else. And a month and a half or like 5 weeks later, we get to do our thing. But I get to have lamb on Easter, I say.
I'm excited.
I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Greek Easter is pretty cool, actually. It's very cool. So, you got any plans this weekend? You going to do the family thing?
Well, my friend has a birthday party for her daughter, so I'm going to bring my niece.
Oh, that's cute. I like it. Your niece is cool. I like her niece. We did a photo shoot with her niece once.
Oh, yeah, when
she was adorable. Yeah, she was one, right? She was adorable. Okay, coming up tonight. We got a good show coming up tonight. First of all, we're going to be joined by these two musketeers.
I know.
All right, let's get. Hold on.
What's going on?
Let them get them back in the mix here in the microphones. Michael Charles, how you doing?
What's happening? How you doing?
Very good. And Brian Pitzer is back.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I heard there was pizza. I showed up.
Dude, it's always you and food. It is. It's terrible.
That's why we love him on the food. Fun with food. That's why we love him there.
Yeah, that's no lie.
Well, he's saying lamb, and I'm just thinking tzatziki sauce and all kinds of other
Oh,
stuff.
I know.
Yeah. You guys didn't see
over here.
You guys didn't see Night Moves last week, I don't think. Well, I know Marlena did. She was tuned in. But Taylor did a food segment on a Greek restaurant.
Yes.
Oh, it was good. We're going to play that for next week's Fun with Food with Brian and Kayla. So stay tuned for that one. That's definitely we're going to show it again. It was that good. But it was making my mouth water. I'm not going to lie. It definitely was. So that's Fun with Food next Wednesday night. So every Wednesday night, you got to tune into Performer.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And every day, this is a good segue right here. Every day, you need to tune into Performer's website and watch Marlena do the Daily Dose, which is a news capsule. of everything that's been happening, in the last 24 hours. Entertainment, fashion, a little mix of everything. Entertainment, celebrity news, nothing crazy.
News.
The latest news.
And it's also on streaming services, right?
Yes, we've got it on Roku,
That's right.
Amazon Fire,
Google.
Google TV.
Wow.
Yeah,
But
all
it's
that
for the
stuff.
people. It has nothing to do with me. It's for the people.
It's all for the people.
Well, they're seeing you, so it has something to do with
I'm
you.
introducing.
Yes, you are introducing. You are the host of the segment,
Yes.
which is every Monday through Friday.
Absolutely.
So on that note, we're going to show today's right
Awesome.
now. Okay? We'll be right back after this.
Hi people, Marlena Garcia here again for Performer TV. Do you know what they say about Wednesdays? They're not as depressing as Monday, not as exciting as Friday. You'll be okay though, right? Especially after I let you know what's happening today.
Rebel Wilson alleges Sacha Baron Cohen humiliated her on set in a graphic account that he says is demonstrably false. Wilson writes in her new memoir that Baron Cohen asked her to commit a lewd act while making the 2016 comedy The Brothers Grimsby, which he vehemently denies. She and Baron Cohen met at a dinner party in 2013, she writes in the memoir, and he later called her, asking her to play his girlfriend in The Brothers Grimsby, a raunchy R-rated comedy he co-wrote, starred in, and produced. Baron Cohen's reps provided anonymous statements supporting the comedian from 9 people they say were involved in the film. 5 said they witnessed the scene in question, and all of them have disputed Wilson's account. Jennifer Hudson is joining the production team of the musical Smash, which is heading to Broadway. That show meant so much to me, and apparently it meant a whole lot to others as well, Hudson said on her talk show. She explained that her role as fictional actress Veronica Moore on the series was the first time she got to experience a taste of what it would be like to be on Broadway. Years later, in 2015, Hudson would live out those dreams for real, starring as Shub Avery in the Tony-winning revival of The Color Purple. Like the series, the musical will follow the making of a fictional musical called Bombshell about the life of famed Hollywood icon Marilyn Monroe. No Broadway dates or casting has been announced just yet, but workshop presentations of Smash took place in February in New York City. On Tuesday, a handful of artists to watch in country music were announced as performers at the upcoming awards show, set to air live from the Moody Center in Austin, Texas on April 7th. Cody Johnson, Megan Moroney, Old Dominion, Parker McCollum, and Brittany Spencer will now take to the stage. The musicians join an impressive performance slate, which was first announced last week and also includes Bailey Zimmerman, Jelly Roll, Jordan Davis, Keith Urban, Lainey Wilson, Sam Hunt, and Trisha Yearwood, as well as this year's host, Kelsey Ballerini. Ballerini will return to her role as the show's MC for the 4th year in a row, but this time around marks her first time doing it solo. The 2024 CMT Music Awards will air live at 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS and will stream on Paramount+. Fans can vote now at vote.cmt.com.
Are you good now for the rest of the day? Of course you are. I'll see you again right here tomorrow for your daily dose. This is Marlena Garcia for Performer TV.
Bravo.
Brian, I gotta see your face more. I gotta see your face more, Brian.
I'm just laying back.
Why do we want to see his face when we can see your face?
Come on. Come on.
If we did a daily dose, if we did a daily dose with Brian, he'd probably have an Egg McMuffin in his hand or something.
Exactly.
It would be hilarious, though.
An Egg McMuffin and a cup of coffee. And today's daily dose.
Yeah.
And then he'll go off in some trivia segment for like 10 minutes.
Well, I love you guys.
Yeah.
You know?
It probably involved Tassos Greek. Now I'm thinking about Greek stuff. Remember Tassos?
Oh,
one?
my
Oh,
God.
God. Mentally, you're at Tassos?
Incredible.
Yeah.
Tassos in Randolph.
Yeah.
Right at the
Why are we going to food? We gotta talk about something else.
I know.
Well, he meant Greek food. He brought up Greek Eastern.
Ah,
It's like,
okay.
hey, by that time you had to drive me home.
We're going to talk about film tonight.
Yes.
Film.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Movies.
Please.
Yes. We have as our guest tonight Patrick Jerome. He is the director of the Boston International Film Festival, founder too. So we're going to bring Patrick in right now. Patrick, welcome to Performer. How you doing?
I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.
Back, you know.
Yeah, well, you were here
yeah.
about 5 years ago, maybe
I think maybe
2019. Four? Okay. Yeah, four. No, four couldn't be four. It had to be 2019.
It was before.
COVID was already happening. So it was
It
2019.
was before COVID, yeah.
5 years ago. Patrick,
Oh my goodness.
you've been
it's such a
slacking. You should have
pleasure.
come visited us sooner, right?
The busy man. He got other stuff
definitely.
going on.
Yes, I know,
Hello.
right? So you had, because speaking of COVID, you had to shut down for a couple of years yourself, right?
Yes, of course. In 2020, actually, we were about to do the film festival in April, and then everything went down like in March, right before the festival.
Oh, yeah.
So it was painful because we were ready to go. We had a full lineup of movies. It was very exciting, and then all of a sudden, everything shut down. So we had to keep going, which was okay. And then 2021, of course, we didn't do it. And then 2022, we came back, full force. And now it's like the third film festival after COVID, so we are excited. Great lineup of movies, and I'm fortunate enough to have some of my movies included in the festival
Cool.
this year. So
That's very excellent.
Yeah,
we're
we're
gonna take a look at a
looking forward.
promo of some of those movies in just a little bit. But let's get a little backstory first. So when did the the International Film Festival start?
well, the festival actually we registered the festival in 2002. The idea came after I made my movie Deportation in 2000, and then I traveled across the U.S. Presenting this movie throughout many, states, and then I find out that we didn't have a Boston International Film Festival here, like an international film festival, like a true international film festival. So we shot my movie Haul at Me, which had a large budget, and we were wondering how we're gonna present this movie in Boston. So that's when the idea came to do a film festival, because I had a TV show on WCA at that time called International Rhythm, which was strictly for music videos. And then that's when the idea came, says, why don't we do a film festival? And we were like, what? That sounds big, to call it Boston International Film Festival. And of course, we reached out to the city of Boston, to the State House at that time. It was Mayor Menino at the city of Boston, and then Mitt Romney at the State House. And we go through a process to figure out, okay, how can we get this settled? And then to our surprise, it just go straight forward. Boom, the Boston International Film Festival was born.
Very good.
And my movie Haul at Me was presented that year at that festival.
Well, thank you for your resilience. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, for sure. You're welcome.
Yeah, so
Actually,
it's been a journey, I have to say. Yeah.
It's good that Boston is an international city.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
So
Boston is
you already have a
very-
lot of good filmmakers that have international roots here already.
Yes.
But you accept films from all over the world, hence
Of course,
international.
Of course,
Yes.
of course. Boston is such a diverse city. The entire state of Massachusetts, we have so many communities. So to bring all those movies from all the continent across the world, it is a blessing, really, to be able to do that.
I agree.
Yeah, what's maybe some of the more unusual places that you've had submissions from?
Oh boy, I was just talking about that earlier with an interview with the Globe. We had a movie this year from Azerbaijan.
Yeah, that's definitely out there.
How many syllables was that?
I know. So it is very a glimpse of childhood. It's playing on Friday, April 12th.
Now you open
in
April
session
11th,
two.
correct?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
So it was interesting to have movies coming from a country that was like for the first time. But as usual, we have movies coming from all the continent: Europe, Africa, Latin America, Asia, you name it. So we are ready for a big, party with films in Boston.
Excellent. Marlena, do you have the flyer there? I want
do.
them to show them a close-up of the flyer. There you go. Boston International Film Festival. Now, this is going to be primarily at the IMAX at the aquarium, correct?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So we're going to experience the IMAX this year, the Simon IMAX Theater, which has a huge, 4 or 5 story screen, high screen. It's one of the largest state-of-the-arts in the area, so we are super excited about that.
And I also see the Strand Theater in Dorchester.
Yep, we're going to be at the Strand
And the
Theater.
Regent Theater, and that's in Arlington.
Yes.
And I know
as
because I
well.
was there last week to see the First Ladies of Disco.
Oh.
That was a Martha Wash.
How did that go?
I heard about it actually.
Oh,
yeah.
it was fun.
Yeah.
You did.
The 5 ladies that were there were just phenomenal and that's inspirational too. We're gonna have the report on that, and then probably in a week or two.
Yeah.
Okay, I've had a lot of other stuff to finish first, but yes, they were very inspirational, and it's nice to see people still doing what they love to do at any age, which is great.
Please feed your inner child.
Shout out to the Region Theater. Nice little place to see
Well,
a show.
that's for me. I love doing what I'm doing.
There you go.
And we love seeing it.
Thank you.
I think it brings the world closer together too. You
Yes.
know, when you get these films from all over the world, it lets you into, we don't think of things in Haiti like every day, but now it's in the news, so we don't think about it. Like deportation, like we don't think of that stuff. But when you see it on the silver screen, I think it brings thought to it. It
And
brings
the story.
And a story, let's like Rock the Cash Bar with Bill Murray. You would never think like it's a big movie, but like it's in Pakistan. And you start watching and like, wow, this girl, like, she couldn't even sing because her father wouldn't let her, because it was unholy or something. Like, I mean, just different cultures, the way that people are brought up all over the world. Now, you're from Haiti, right?
Yes, exactly.
So you were brought up there. You were brought up in a different world. I mean,
Of
a world
course.
away from where you are now, right?
Of course. It's so funny you mentioned Deportation. That was my first feature film in the U.S. It's called Deportation.
Right,
So
right.
that's a movie that's kind of brought us, to travel across the U.S. and then experience film festival. But you're right. I mean, growing up in Haiti, that's where I made my first feature film, which is Ruthless Gang, which is about the gangsters in Haiti. Unfortunately, so many years later, this is what's going on today.
Yeah,
right now.
it's relevant. Yeah.
It's mind blowing. It's unbelievable. And the movie was some kind of a prediction of what could happen in the future if they don't take care of the young people out there. And this is the result that we are living right now.
So it actually came to pass,
Well,
unfortunately.
there's people that prey on
Definitely.
other people. I mean,
Yeah.
these kids, they're not brought up to be gangsters. They're influenced. They're brought into these cultures.
Yeah,
and
it's
they're
who
being
you're
influenced,
around, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, not
Exactly.
only that, it's all the weapons that that they have access to, that
Yeah.
somebody's giving into them.
Oh, they're not
feeding
made
them.
here. Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
yeah. No, they're made here and they're sent there.
Yep,
They're
yep.
not made in Haiti.
Yep. So basically, everybody's wondering about the network. How do so many guns, like heavy weapons, gets there?
Money's
it's
real.
just- yeah.
Money is real.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Let's
Very
kind of go back to
gripping
the film
subject.
festival if we
Well,
can.
That's what it is. It's the film festival.
I know we could talk about this all
Well, I'm
day.
saying, we're here to promote the film festival. I just want to know, because this is the first question in
No,
my
Brian
mind.
is so passionate about it, and
Yes,
we love that.
that's fine.
We love that,
and
Brian.
we understand that it's a very tough time for most everyone that lives there.
Right. But that's what the film festival brings to light. It brings to light different people that grow up differently. They end up different.
Yep, from
You
different
know?
background, but living in the same world.
Right. Exactly.
So sharing what we have artistically, it's a great way to express ourselves and to hear what other people are thinking and what their passion are.
Right.
You know?
It speaks to the human condition. That's the reason
Definitely,
why I brought up that
definitely.
question to you, because I really want to know, and I want to know how these films express themselves. And movies that like have a storyline, movies that are not an Avengers movie. I'm tired of Hollywood today. I'm looking for something different, something more authentic.
Yes, exactly. So we have a movie called The Other, which is kind of very important nowadays to show at the festival. It's playing on session 3. So it's about the Israeli and Palestinian conflict,
Oh, yeah.
which is very heavy, and some people can see it as very controversial. But for us, it's important to show that movie because it's a movie about unity. It's a movie where both sides come together to promote peace.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is mind-blowing. And then the funny thing about it, they were just about to do the world premiere of the film in New York on October 7th. And
Oh,
then
wow.
the October 7 event happened. So they had to cancel the world premiere of the
Very
movie.
bad timing, huh?
So now we are doing the world premiere in Boston at the
Okay,
film
that's good. That's very
festival.
good for you.
Yeah.
How much
So-
of the film? How many films are more documentary or versus fiction. What's the mix like?
Well, we have a big mixture of genre and categories. We have the indie spirit for feature film, indie soul for short film, indie spec for documentaries, indie anime for animation, and indie experimental as well for experimental film. So we have feature film, narrative feature film, we have documentary, we have animation. So it's a big mixture of film that we put together, from so many different places, which makes it amazing. So whatever people like, the type of movies, genre, whatever, we have it for you.
Yeah, you're giving it to everyone, not just one type.
Definitely, yeah. That's how
There's
it
something
is.
for everyone, yeah. Exactly, Marlena, exactly.
And how do the movies get scored? So, being a festival, there's a panel or judges
Yes.
that have to watch each of these movies. How do you score a film?
Well, we have a screening committee. Right now, it's a little different. Everybody's kind of watching at home. But before, we used to have a setting where we meet every weekend. On Friday, we watch documentaries. On Saturday, we watch short film. And then on Sundays, we watch feature film. So we used to have 35 members in our screening committee. So we come and then they watch the film, and everybody have a score that they can give a movie from 1 to 10. So if the movie is like 5 and above, like 6 and 7, it goes to a second round. And then, so basically we really watch the film. So it's not the question. I mean, some film festivals select movies based where the movie is from, who's in it. But in our film festival, we watch the film for the quality of the film.
Wow, that's
to
amazing.
find out artistically what's the power of the film without knowing the background of the film.
Yeah, it's not about the people. It's not about who it is. It's
how the
about
story
what
is
it is.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
that's unfortunate because most of that stuff is what gets into the news, like Superpower that was made about Ukraine and Sean Penn being kicked out of the country before he started exploring what Russia was doing. So a dramatic movie like that, sometimes you see more about, but then you get these gems, like look at Poor Things this year. Foreign director, movie was like, man, talk about left field. Like you didn't even know where it came from.
Well, that's what happened with Coda too, which is filmed here.
Yes.
Yeah, which Kayla was in, Coda was like, because it had such a strong message, and it was talking about a drinking town with a fishing problem, Gloucester, Massachusetts.
Actually, Coda was successful because of a film festival.
Right.
Apple went and bought that film at Sundance.
At Sundance, yeah, that's right.
So
that's right.
that wouldn't have, if it hadn't been submitted to Sundance, it would have been sitting on the shelf somewhere.
Thank you,
Sundance in Utah.
Yeah.
Sundance
So,
in Utah
well, that's
and
the
winner.
story with film festival. So once the movie come to film festival, now a lot of distributors kind of try to check out the film to see what the movie is all about, and then that gives a chance to a lot of filmmakers. Which is very important in the film industry.
What percentage of the films are completely independent, and what percentage are maybe you have some money behind them, a studio of some kind, even if it's a small studio?
Well, this has been a struggle to a lot of film festivals, but for us, we truly focus on independent movies that are truly independent. Even though we play some major film sometimes from major studios, because sometimes they help to put the spotlight on filmmakers that are independent as well. For example, we are opening the film festival with Mr. Blake at Your Service, which featured John Malkovich, which is an A-list Hollywood actor. But at the same time, it falls into the spirit of the festival because the film was made in France and the film is in French. So the international spirit of the film, it's kind of right there with what we are promoting, with the film festival. But at the same time, it's still an independent film, which is very important.
A lot of A-list actors are doing more independent films now, aren't they?
Yes, well, it's been like this for a while, but the independent movies are getting more and more and more support, especially with the streaming services, so many people can have their movies available.
Or watch them
right
or
now.
find them again,
Yeah, definitely. And then people give themselves the liberty to create movies that they like, not movies that depend on the studio to pick out this is the subject that's going to work for us, but just, they just do it because they feel like this is my passion, this is what I want to do. And then you just go ahead and...
the French guy, I think of Jean Depardieu was the last one who rolled in, and he won some big awards. And his movies are mostly in French, you know what I'm saying? He came into the American community. He did great, and now Napoleon, which is
that wasn't a French film, though, was it?
I know, but
it was about a French person,
but
not
the
a French
concept
film.
of the film, it's about a French.
It was a portraying a French person.
Yeah.
But John Depardieu, no one knew this guy. He came
It's
in.
not John, it's Gerard.
Gerard Depardieu.
Gerard Depardieu.
Something French like that. I don't know. But Haiti's French, though, right? Is it?
Yeah,
Is there a French
definitely.
connection? Because they have the Spanish connection,
Creole,
they have the
right?
French.
Well, Spanish is for the Dominican Republic on the other side,
Right,
but for Haiti,
it's French.
It's French and Haitian Creole, of course. Yeah.
French Creole.
Better cooking, I know that.
Now, when we were talking earlier, you actually mentioned that you have a few films on Amazon Prime, and you also have an IMDb that is quite powerful. What does it take to get a film, an independent film, featured on those streaming platforms?
Well, I've been in this, industry for a while, so I made over 27 movies, and I have my own channel on Amazon with over 15 movies. So, of course, for people who have the experience who've been there. So basically, I've been making film before Amazon, before Netflix.
Right.
So I have a big library of films. So with that being said, when those platforms, opens, of course, there's always a way for you to channel your movies to get it in there. And then actually, I had a movie on Netflix, Haul at Me, that was there for about 5 years until they start rotating film. So once you get the distribution, and then the distributors take the film and then they just distribute it everywhere. Wow. And then, to your surprise, the movie may pop up here and there and there and there. So, but Amazon, like I said, I have my own channel on Amazon. If I produce a film today, I can have the movie on Amazon to my timing, to my own,
very good,
final decision.
Well, how do you do that? How do you start that? Like, how do you get your first movie done? That's the biggest thing, right? Your first step. Like, how do
lots of time, lots of money, lots of effort.
Well, it has a lot to do with the passion. It has to do with the passion. I mean,
exactly.
I made my first feature film in Haiti. We didn't have a film industry. I mean, it was just a kid with a camera running around and, talking to people. Ended up making this movie called Ruthless Gang, like I said, about the gangsters in Haiti. And then the movie got me in trouble, and then they came after me. So I had to leave the country with political asylum,
right?
For making the film.
Wow.
So you saw the vision. You saw what it was going to impact.
Oh, definitely.
And that's what, drove you.
Well, they don't like light on them, though, either. There's something else drove them out of the country, too.
Technically, yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, though.
Yes.
I
agree. Everything happened for a reason. I make the film. They came after me. I had to live in hiding for a while and then left Haiti to come to the United States.
God bless you.
Thank you. And then, and then I've been involved in the film industry. So basically, I have, movies on every single streaming platform that you can think of, actually.
So how many films are going to be featured this year?
This year we have over 55 movies, 55 to 60 films altogether.
Yes.
So it's very exciting, because we have, like I said, we had a movie from Azerbaijan, and then we have movies the opening night from France, and then we have movies all over Europe, Asia, Africa. We have this documentary Rhino, which was produced by Prince William of United Kingdom. He's one of the executive producers who financed the film to protect.
That's pretty cool. So why don't we do this? Why don't we take a look at some of those right now?
Oh yeah,
all right?
Let's do that.
Yeah.
All right,
Ready.
let's take a look at this teaser.
Yes, let's.
Je vous ai menti. Savez-vous pourquoi je suis ici, madame?
You gotta leave the past in the past.
We're hugging now.
Yeah.
Curious as how you sleep at night.
Oh, Tracy, I haven't slept since 1975.
Who knows what kind of beautiful things could have been out there waiting for me.
我们对不起他们啊，中国应该走什么样的道路？
You are out of your depth, son.
We are at war 24 hours every day.
When you ask about peace in this land, most Palestinians and most Israelis will actually agree that it is impossible to make peace. Why is it impossible?
Excuse me. Stole the Mona Lisa just so he could stare at it in his apartment for 2 years.
I'm sorry. An art thief?
For those of you who want to remove his statue over my dead body.
I don't want any symbol that will take us back to that time of oppression.
And then I was opening letters from college.
Don't ruin it for us.
The heartbreak.
What are you doing?
The natural world is something I have been passionate about for many years. Indeed, the urgent need to protect it.
A trading at infinite.
Hey. Amy, right?
Jesus, James, where are you?
It says here you were late.
I'm trying to print something confidential. 1 in carats.
Poor Dad.
You know me?
You Cleveland? How can you live like this?
Now let the kid go.
They're scared enough.
Yeah, that will last.
Have a kid. What?
I decided I want to try out for crew, so I gotta start getting in shape.
Thanks, Mikey.
You feel safe.
Praising the Lord for his blessing and family.
Watch out!
Models, singers, comedians, dancers, and so much more. This is the Performer Radio Show. Performer Radio Show.
Wow, that was pretty
I
decent.
have goosebumps.
Actually, I've seen a lot of A-list names on there.
Yeah,
People
right.
that I recognize. Well, locals
Same.
too, like Naheem Garcia.
Yep.
We had Lenny Clark in there.
Well, that's Methadone Mile there.
Oh, that was Johnny Hickey.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's just totally. I
like the
really was
international
impressed
piece
by
more.
that. Very
Oh,
impressed by that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know when you go to a movie theater, they show you commercials for like 3 hours. They feed stuff to you.
Yeah.
That was much more eye-catching than any time I've been to the movie theaters in the last 4
Thank you.
years.
No,
it's about
that was
movies.
very well done.
It's
Yes.
about content. It wasn't about trying to sell.
We
me something.
recognized Marlena and I recognized one in there. Remember?
Pop the Pickle.
Pop the Pickle. Yeah.
Pop the Pickle.
We were at
Did
their
a,
we were at their premiere. She
right.
did a report.
Yeah,
It was fun. It was fun.
Yes.
That was a fun movie. It's nice to see some comedies coming out of Boston too.
Right.
But
But I want to ask Patrick a question.
Sure, go ahead.
What keeps you driving? Like, what keeps you going? What's your inspiration? I know the background, but what keeps you going?
Well, what keeps me going is the passion and then the thirst to tell stories. I am a storyteller. I'm a professional screenwriter, first of all, and I have tons of stories that I would like to share with the world. And I always have, that drive to keep telling my stories and keep creating. And then with that, I am also the director. I'm a professional editor. So there's a big mixture that's kind of bring it along. But I think for me as an artist to express myself, to make a statement in the world, it's always important to me. And that's how you see most of my movies are mostly based on true stories, or inspired by true events. And that's what you see, happening, especially in this festival this year. I have a movie playing at the festival. I think I can mention it now since you mentioned that.
Yeah.
From Slavery to Hope.
Yes.
So it kind of featured a little bit in the trailer as well. So this is a story that is important to me. This is one of those stories that needs to be told. Because about us human beings living in this planet,
right.
Because there are so many fights, there are so many differences that is going on that divide people. It is a movie more about unity. So once you watch it, you will understand.
Well, I can't wait, Patrick. Nice to meet you so much.
Thank
I'm
you,
like honored.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Going back to the International Film Festival, we spoke earlier about it, but this is your 22nd one.
Yes.
Did you ever expect it to grow from the first one to this one, to grow as fast and as big as it did? Because you said even the first one was probably your best one.
The best one.
Yeah. So did you ever expect it to catch as quickly as it did?
No, I would say the very first Boston International Film Festival was a total, surprise for us. Because the first year we had, a submission from Patrick Swayze, the late Patrick Swayze and his wife Lisa Naomi. And then we had a movie with Jack Black who ended up coming to the festival. So we didn't even know what to do with them. So, we were young and naive. And we just, follow the flow as, the festival keep, growing. And it's like a magnet that is dragging us to, some positive direction. And we just follow it. So in terms of expectation, I never really set any expectation except that we always try our best to be as professional as possible and supportive to filmmakers, because as filmmakers ourselves, we understand that the filmmakers need to feel honored, to feel that they acknowledge their efforts,
right,
their sacrifice, because that's why we opened the festival with a red carpet, to have them stand on the red carpet with the backdrop, get the media come, just honor them, just make them feel good about themselves.
Because they put a lot of work.
Definitely, to get inspired, so for them to keep moving forward.
Oh yeah. We're here for that.
Mike,
we've been there a couple times to the red carpet events.
So I'm looking forward to see you there.
Okay, we'll do it
on
this
April
year.
11th.
April 11th.
Yeah, come
okay.
do some interview with Marlena here and
got it. Got it.
And Brian.
Yeah, but hopefully.
With Brian, it's more like a speech, not an interview. That's like,
but that guy right there, he probably knows everything. Like. Next to you, honestly.
Well, it's nice meeting interesting people.
Yes, it is.
The same thread,
Well, the good thing about Brian is he wants to get to really know the people, even though we're in a time crunch. You know what I mean? Which is nice. It's very nice.
I've been good. I've been trying to hold back.
No, Brian, I'm actually giving you a compliment here. Brian is a lot like my father used to be. He used to love to talk to people for hours.
Yeah.
And that's our Brian picture.
Everybody
That's
has
okay.
a story, Mike.
Exactly. No, that's good.
Important, and I think that
that's
sometimes
excellent.
we overlook that.
No, that's true.
Absolutely.
Just like we're doing right here, we're having Patrick tell his story to people, so people can get to know him and the festival more, and that's very important. There we go, Marlena. Go ahead.
But not just his voice, everybody's voice.
Everybody's voice.
To the
He actually he actually gives a
champions
platform
that.
for other people to give out their voice, to show their voice. Okay, so that's good right there.
Mike, we were talking about something a couple years back where it was Boston needed to renew their license. Is that right? For filming? We were talking about it a while ago.
Oh, the sunset clause.
Sunset clause, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which they did.
Clause?
The tax incentives for the filmmakers, which they did. They made it permanent.
Yes.
That was about 2 years ago that they made it permanent. So that's why you're seeing so many productions, major productions coming here. But that's also applicable to the smaller productions too, which is why now you're starting to see more studios pop up in the area. Okay, so we have one right up the street here in Quincy in Marina Bay. We've got a new one opening up in Canton. We have in Foxborough a couple of studios opening up that are associated with Red Sky Studios in Boston or Alston. So yeah, they're definitely showing a vested interest in this area to come here, spend some money, hire some local people, have a voice, create some great films. I mean, Holdovers created here, okay? Coda created here.
Yep.
A lot of great films have been created here.
I think
over the
at
last
this point, the list is endless. The number of movies
Yes.
have been making here in the last 5 years, I would say.
Yes,
Yeah.
and not just films, television shows.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of productions going on here. Even down to what Marlena does a lot, national commercials. A lot of commercials are being shot here. Okay, so that's great. It's good for our economy. It's good for the people that are employed in this industry in this area. So it's just good overall for everybody in this area.
Well, and people we know. This is not people that like Kayla is kind of
Right,
telling
Kayla,
work.
right?
Yes.
You know,
Shout
and
out
it's
to
like,
Kayla.
yeah, and she
Doing
told
it.
me she got
Yeah.
a call for The Walking Dead now to do that
Nice.
TV series, you know, and she's just, you know, getting more and more stuff, being aggressive with it, you know,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
just trying to
Gotta be,
stay
though.
relevant.
Well, that's
you know?
that's partially because of the tax incentives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Right.
so yeah, and think about this too. Massachusetts and New England has something for every movie in terms of settings. You've got the ocean, you've got the mountains, you've got the rural areas, you've got the urban areas, you've got the four seasons. So you got a little bit of everything going on. We even have a desert. Did you know that? 2 deserts, actually.
And where's that?
I filmed in one. It wasn't fun.
Yeah, well, in Maine, the
Oh.
desert of Maine,
Okay.
and there's one in Rhode Island.
I filmed at that one. I filmed the music video, and I had to carry this cart that had rubber wheels with like 300 pounds of cameras. I felt like I was in the movie Spaceballs.
Yeah, and then later they had to put them in a rubber room.
Yeah, exactly. But it was so hot, Mike. It was. It was.
I believe it.
filmmakers. I mean, it's literally. You're in the desert. It's blazing hot. You're filming this music video, and you're not in the shade. You're a camera guy. You're sweating. It's pouring in your eyes. You know, you've filmed in hot environments.
Of course.
And you're trying to keep focus, and your eyes are stinging, and you're like. And there's Mike directing. Like once I was out in Martha's Vineyard. We were doing a baseball game. I'm
Right.
sweating to death in the sun, and it's like it's not fun. It's like,
You know,
it's
all
hard
that
getting the shot.
all that sweat and blood is for the people.
Blood?
Like
I thought it was for the mosquitoes.
Sometimes people bleed. Okay, there's a lot of blood.
There's blood. There's
Yeah,
blood.
but all
A
of
little
it's
bit,
for
a
the
little
people.
There will be blood.
There will be blood.
After I shot my movie Haul at Me, in Cape Cod, in 2001, and then I come to the conclusion and says that Massachusetts is a giant movie set.
Mm-hmm.
Massachusetts is a giant movie set.
I love
because
that.
How do
we
you figure?
went to Cape Cod to shoot this movie. We rent many houses. We had a very decent budget, $500,000 budget, for the film. So the number of furnished houses that were available to us was mind blowing, with
I believe
ocean
you.
view, with so many,
Beautiful.
things that were available to us at that
That's
time.
awesome.
And that visually
so-
bring people into it.
Oh,
Like, you're talking about
definitely.
the whole
Definitely.
environment. It's just beautiful.
Yeah,
you know?
and at that time we didn't have the time incentive that we have now. But you see what I mean? So the opportunity, all the things that are around right now, they are taking, advantage of it. That's really good
The
for the
details
state.
matter.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
with that, and being as invested and involved with filmmaking and writing as it is, do you yourself own a studio? And would you see yourself ever?
Yes, I do own my own studio. Broadway Pictures Entertainment is my own studio. We used to have a location on Hamilton Place by Park Street. And then we have several locations, mostly in Westford now, where we operate. But I do film a lot in my own studio, even green screen and so on.
Okay.
But we've been around way before the time incentive stuff,
yes.
started. So we've been producing around, a lot,
And
I'm
you do
excited.
voiceovers and stuff like that too at your studio, because there's
Oh,
so
yeah.
much more that goes to a movie than
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
just go out and shoot it.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
we have to do
Definitely.
voiceovers, or the details.
That's really
Here's one final question. How much has technology impacted the film festival?
Well, a lot. I remember when we started to watch movies for the festival, we used to watch movies on VHS tape. And then it goes to DVD and mini DV. And then now it's mostly streaming online, And then in terms of exhibition, we used to have 35 millimeter print film to, exhibit film. And now it's all, digital.
All digital.
With DCP and, any ProRes MOV file, you can do that. So that's for the exhibition. But to produce a film, the cameras that we have nowadays, all the 4K cameras, make it so easier for people to produce film.
And time code, so when you get
A
lined
lot
up.
of
Sure.
I was talking about in terms of special effects, computers.
Yes, all that make it easier.
Make it easier.
Yeah,
exactly.
all that makes it easier.
Well, folks, you got to check it out. The Boston International Film Festival starts April 11th at the Simon's IMAX. Look at the close-up with there. Okay, so go running through the 16th. So that's all weekend. That's Thursday through Sunday, correct?
That Thursday through Tuesday.
Thursday through Tuesday. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm very bad with dates, apparently. Thursday through Tuesday, and you've got 3 different venues there. And if you want to check out more information, it's bifilmfestival.com.
Yep.
All right,
You
that
still
sounds
get
pretty
tickets.
good. Yeah, so
Can
you
they
get
watch
some
that
tickets.
reel again on that site? Can they see that reel again that we saw tonight?
Oh yeah, we have
sure.
actually we
That's
have the
amazing.
trailer.
That's where
we
I
have
got
the
it from.
trailer available from our website.
That's where I got it from. All right, folks, so we got to wrap it up. Next week, Brian will be back with Kayla for Fun with Food. I don't know which subject we'll be talking about, but
We
I
might
think
be talking
there'll be
about
food.
La Pearl, Haitian food.
Oh, there you go. Haitian
Hopefully,
food.
I don't know.
Sounds interesting.
So Brian knows because he's setting it all up.
Yeah.
So yes, that'll be next Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Don't forget we switch to 9 p.m. after we go to daylight savings time. And in a couple weeks we'll be back with another Performer Radio, I believe, or we're doing, I can't remember. Night Moves or Performer Radio, one of the two. Okay, but we'll be back in a couple
Tune in
weeks.
and find out. It'll
That's
be a
right.
good time either
That's
way.
right. That's right. Okay, thank you very much for coming, everybody. Patrick,
All right,
we wish you a
thanks.
lot of success.
Thank you.
We will be there on the 11th, okay?
Sounds
Thursday the
wonderful.
11th at the IMAX Theater. Until then,
forward to seeing
everyone have a great night and a great weekend coming up. It looks like we're going to have a rain-free weekend in Boston, so that's nice to know. Good night, everybody.
All
Have a
right,
good one.
good night, and thank you.
You're welcome.